And welcome to the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show. Oliver Stone here with Temple Wildcat head coach, Coach Stewart. This show is brought to you by Wings, Pizza, and Things in Temple. And here with Coach after a very dominant win over the Waco Lions, 38-14 this past Friday. Congrats on the win, Coach.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
I feel like, I know myself as well as a lot of, we know the rivalry of Temple and Waco, and, it's always a battle, but it seems like we didn't just crush the throat, quote unquote, but we definitely had a good, grip on things for the most part, I would say.
Yeah, we started fast, which is important. We've done that one other time against Consol. I was real proud of how we came out. We played, we executed. We got some stuff to clean up, and we always do. I don't think I've ever left a field and said, man, we got this stuff figured out, because that's how you start. It's hard to get better doing that. I'm going to tell you what I was the most proud of is we started fast. We've done that before. But we came out in the second half, and we started that half strong as well. I mean, there were two drives that were defining for me, and that was the we came out at halftime, kicked off, went 3 and out, and then we took about a 75-yard drive and about 12, 13 plays. I may be wrong on the plays, but converted a couple third downs and just it was methodical, just boom, 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 scored, and then we went 2 3 and outs, unfortunately, but defense held. And then we had another drive late third, early fourth quarter where, it was like 85 yards, and I bet we converted 4 or 5 first downs. Converted third downs, and then stuck it in at the end. I think that was the backbreaker for them.
And I feel like, as with Waco's defense, that's just it just sucks the life out of you.
Yeah. That
you're doing all this to try to stop them, and third down conversions hurt, and you can just see the body language of especially the D line.
Yeah.
The stances were getting sloppy, and it's just like, oh.
I was real proud of our kids, man. They did a good job, and for the first time, we actually showed a little bit of personality in both halves. We've finished strong and we've started fast. We've never put them both together. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff in between that we got to get better at. You know what I mean? Just consistency of technique, and it's like chopping wood, man. This game, especially with a lot of inexperienced kids, we talked about it earlier, but this game is like chopping wood. You've got to do the same thing over and over and over and over again the exact same way, and it's almost like teenagers aren't made for this stuff anymore. They're just told to have an opinion and to variety and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're working on it.
Yeah, but definitely, like you said, consistency is key.
Yeah.
Because like I said, why do it wrong? When I feel like when you go and watch film, I know that Saturday watching film, and I feel like as a team you have to be like, wow,
Right. And we still, the analogy I use with these kids is you chopped wood, I'm sure. Okay, most people have from the country, or they live around the country. But you chop wood, you got to do the same thing. You got to hit it. You may hit it in a different spot, but you're gonna hit it. You chop wood for about an hour, you'll get tired, and then turn that axe around. You got the sharp edge, you got the flat edge. Turn it around and start hitting it with the flat edge, and see what you get. Yeah. I feel like that's what we do on the football field sometimes. I don't know if we get bored, I don't know if we lose focus, I don't know what it is, because I don't think anybody would try to go out there and mess up. But it's like we'll turn that X around, start hitting it with the flat end, and it just don't do anything. It don't, and so we've got to get back to, we've got to be more consistent. We had a little bit of a lull there. We had 2 pretty bad, I think we had 2 series in a row, and it was only 2 3 and outs of the entire night. But we had 2 3 and outs in the third quarter that, kind of let them hang around longer than they should have.
Yeah, but definitely end of the day, you got the job done.
Yeah.
And another thing to note, I know when we were here last week, you were saying, we kind of took some things away. You kind of just had everybody. You mean a football player, you can't go out here with all your sleeves, your visors, and everything. And it seemed like it might have kind of hit home. Like, hey, obviously, if we want to have these privileges,
right?
Obviously, we need to go out here and handle our business. And I definitely feel like it was kind of a growing up to seeing, especially with some of your key players not being on the field. You obviously had people, next man up, handle their business, and I feel like through and through, offense and defense, you just had sparks. Special teams, I feel like TJ had a really productive game, really efficient.
Yeah.
More than anything.
And that's what he needs to do. He needs to understand he don't have to win the game with every throw. He just needs to take what the defense gives him, and sometimes that means just kind of checking it down and hitting underneath stuff. That's what it is, And as far as taking the stuff, I want everybody to understand that sometimes you got to get kids' attention. I don't think they're turds. I don't think they're maliciously saying I don't want to play hard. I just think sometimes when kids get overwhelmed with distractions, sometimes you got to get their attention, and sometimes that means there's a reason why parents have grounded kids forever. You know, you take away the right stuff, you take away and get their attention, and it'll get there. You know, it'll get their attention. So we took away a couple things. You know, just sometimes you got to get their attention, and I felt like they responded well to that. I don't think that erases, you know, what we're trying to teach them or what we're trying to get their refocus them, and you know. I wanted to prove to them you can play this game without a visor. I went to UT versus OSU, Oklahoma State on Saturday. Yeah. I didn't see any visors. You know what I mean? I didn't see any long sleeves and pink. And I mean, you can play this game at a very high level and not have to look like you know, look. Yeah. You don't have to dress up like a Halloween costume.
Yeah, true statement.
This is a game played by tough people, tough men, and people that are willing to hit somebody in the mouth. You don't have to have a visor on to do that.
That is very true. That your UT game, I don't know, that had to be a tough one to actually be there.
It was actually awesome because I love defense. You know, I love my horns. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I grew up in this area, and if you grew up in this area, it's your Longhorns, Cowboys. So, and you know, I mean, now with social media, I guess you can be whoever you want to. But when I was growing up, if you weren't the Longhorns and you weren't Cowboys, it was time to leave Central Texas. So, you know, and plus I've got two Wildcats down there playing, so I got to see those guys. But I mean, I'll tell you what, I appreciate seeing the Big 12 offenses and all these 60-point-a-game kind of offenses, to see an overtime game go 10-10.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of
I mean, I'm not going to lie, watching that game, I was like, but it just seemed like at the end,
it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I get the part of it, you know, as a fan. I got the part of it. Like, I understand why people want to see touchdowns and stuff, but I like watching good defense. I like watching Alabama play.
Too. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to tell you what, Texas playing a level of defense, it's going to give some people some fits. Once
I'm saying they're young right now. I feel like give them some time and let Tom Herman really kind of put his touch on things. Yeah. But, well, I mean, and then another thing to talk about with TJ, I mean, he has so many options. Anthony Jackson, I feel like really over these past 2 or 3 games is really flourishing. Like,
he's going to be a grown man.
Yeah.
And not to take away anything from the other ones, but, you know, every week's a competition. He's embraced that. He's got a really good head on his shoulders for a young kid. You know, he had to grow up in a hurry. His brother is serving this country, and I want to thank him for that. LD, if you're out there, baby, love you. But you know, he's got a phenomenal example of what a man looks like in his older brother, and so you know he is mature beyond his years. But I'm so proud of that kid. You know, he's gonna fight for every inch. You know, it's hard to teach that.
Yeah,
Oliver. It's you know, I don't know how to tell people how to fight their guts out. I mean, I can talk the talk, I can tell them, but you know, there are times that there'll be 5 guys there, and if he can get one more foot, he's going to do everything he can to get one more foot. That's what's going to make him great. You know, he's got a skill set. Obviously, he's fast, he's big, he's strong, but I've coached lots of big, strong, fast guys. He's got that X factor that he desperately just craves. To be successful and to be a good running back, and he studies his craft, and I can't wait to see what that kid becomes.
Yeah, I feel like we got a lot of bigger and better things here in the waters, like here with Temple, but we're going to conclude this first segment of the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show, and as you know, we do have a bye week coming up, so after the break, I'll be talking to Coach Stewart about what the Wildcats will be doing with this bye week and extra week of preparation for College Station. All right. Yeah. Oliver Stone back with the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show, brought to you by Wings Pizza Things, back here with Coach Stewart. And as we were saying, you know, we got the dub over the Waco Lions 38-14, but, you know, we don't have an opponent this week, so you got a bye week, and obviously with basically whoever wins this next game coming up probably has the district on lock for the most part, so it's kind of great to have an extra week of preparation, but I know at the same time, as a player, you know, some players take bye weeks, you know, in stride. Some of them, you know, hate them. But I mean, how are you feeling about this bye week, Coach?
You know, I don't like time off. I don't like any disruption in the schedule. But if we're going to do it, we got to do it because this is what I mean. There's some stuff I can control. There's some stuff I can't. So I don't worry about stuff I can't control. What I try to do is make the best of it. I'd rather just chug along as usual. But you know, there's a time for rest. The good book says there's time for everything in this world. So we're going to take this time for rest. Gave them the weekend off. Yesterday, all we did is come in and watch game film. Okay. You know, so today we're going to go out. We'll practice about an hour and a half, hour 45, and we're going to focus on fundamentals for about a day and a half, and just go back to really focusing on tackle circuit, on turnover circuit, on attacking the football, on defense, on basic fundamentals of football. You know, on offense, we're going to go back to ball security. We're going to go back to just working on timing. We're not necessarily going scheme versus an opponent. Because to be honest, we don't even trade film till tomorrow. So I don't have any film to look at anyway with College Station. So, but we got last year's stuff. But I mean, I think, and this has served me well in the past, and I've been with guys, mentors that guys that I coached for, that when we did have an off week, we kind of just go back to fundamentals and go back to blocks. You know, this game's about blocking and about tackling. Yeah. And so we're gonna we may look at a couple little schematic things, but I mean we're gonna get back to basics, and we're gonna focus on fundamentals for about a day and a half, and then come Wednesday, Thursday, we'll kind of start looking at College Station and start implementing some stuff that we feel like we can use against them.
Okay. I mean, well, definitely, like I said, it's really a blessing to kind of have this week of preparation, because in case any of the listeners out here are unaware, we're both undefeated, 4-0 in district. So I mean, like, we really just have the showdown. I feel like this is what you want. Yeah. Towards the end of your district, you're controlling your own destiny, and I mean, the next opponent's in the same shoes. So I feel like as a football player, these are the kind of games that you want. Those lights to be on. Big players make big plays in big ball games. This is what you live and breathe as a football player. So I know there has to be some excitement in the air as well.
There better be.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can't get excited for this one, I mean, this is why I don't know why we do what we do. If we're not. I mean, that's why I got into coaching. You know what I mean? I told them last year that we played 8 games. We're going to have a bye week, and then we got the possibility of playing 8 more, and that came to fruition last year. And so, I don't know that. I don't guarantee it's anything this year, and I hope that our kids, I felt like we had a little bit of that. Let's just get ready for the state game. I mean, there was a little bit of that attitude of, we went there last year, so we got to go back there this year, just no matter how we play. And it's just not the way it works. And this group is doing a better job of understanding. It's our new keep mentality. I mean, you gotta go to work. You gotta go slay the dragon every single day if you think that you're going to beat a team like College Station. I mean, they're as good as. I've just been looking at the scores. I hadn't seen any film on them yet, but I mean, they're as good a team. They got beat by 1 possession by Westlake, who just beat the brakes off Lake Travis. Yeah. And then they got beat by I think 11 points by St. Pius X, who would probably get 3rd in the Big 12. So I mean, they've only lost games to really, like state caliber 6A opponents, and so. Anybody thinks we're just going to roll down to College Station, we got to go to their house too. So anybody thinks we're going to roll down there and just pass out a butt whooping just because we want to, has got something coming. I mean, they're a very good football team. We're going to have to be, we're going to have to get up to play. We're going to have to be genuinely excited to play. And I felt like this is where we really, really, really took a big step. Now, they beat us last year by 1 point. But I thought that was kind of a defining game for us last year, because for the first time I felt like we got in big boy football mode, and we played big boy football a year ago. And so I'm hoping that this year is similar. Obviously we'd love a different result, but the main goal is going to go out there and play well and play hard and execute.
Well, hopefully, like you're saying, it kind of struck as like a catalyst for y'all last year, and hopefully this game could be the same effect, but obviously a different outcome. And then obviously, I mean, like you're saying, kind of your younger generation of players, the big social media trend and everything. I feel like this is one of those games where, I mean, you football player, it. Like, you're going to stroll up and down your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, something, you're going to see Temple, College Station.
We'll see what we're made of. We'll see what we're made of. Because, I mean, we need to, it'll be a test. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it'll be good to have an opportunity to go get a really, really, really high quality road win. Felt like we played it good enough against Rudder in the second half. But I felt like we were a better football team. Wasn't a great showing there. University felt like we handled a team that we're just better than. Round Rock felt like we handled a team we're just better than. We really don't have that statement road win, and that's what you're going to have to do in the playoffs. And so, we've guaranteed us a spot in the playoffs, unless my math is right and everybody else is what they're telling me. So we've guaranteed a shot at the postseason, which was one of our goals. But we're going to have to learn how to go play well on the road. Win, lose, or draw. We need to go play well. We need to go play intense. We need to go play with some electricity. And just, again, it's not going to be a friendly place to play. And they beat some really good football teams this year.
And I feel like that's what you want. I mean, it's no better feeling than going to an opponent's house, getting a win, and kind of that crowd just silent. Y'all over here, you're live, you got your jubilee and all that. And especially like an opponent like that, you know, this is just, like you said, getting you ready for the playoffs. Because, I mean, you're going to play in unfamiliar environments, maybe environments. I mean, I know we travel well wherever we go, but you never know where you may maybe have to play a team in Houston. You're literally smack dab in Houston, you know. So,
and we travel well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had as bigger crowds at some of the away games thus far. I mean, we travel well in the playoffs. I hope everybody gets off their tail and goes and watches the game because we need all the support we can get.
Yeah.
You know, just because you want to win. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what, College Station plays big boy football. They played 5 rounds last year. They played. I mean, they played deep in the playoffs pretty much every year of their existence. So it ain't like the Temple Wildcats going to roll into town and rattle their cage. I mean, we're going to have to go. They played big boy football. They played big boy football this year. They've got unbelievable personnel. They're well coached. They're disciplined. So it'll be fun. This is why we do, like you said. This is why we do what we do.
I mean, this is like I said. This is what you live for, and I feel like wherever Temple goes, I feel like y'all kind of got a bullseye on your back. You know, everybody wants to give the Temple Wildcats their best shot, especially y'all being the state game 2 out of the last 3 years. So I feel like this is something that comes with being, you know.
Well, it's our last game of the year too. So I mean, that. Yeah. I felt like there was they kind of finished a little stronger than we did a year ago, and you know. It's the last regular season game. They got a week out before the playoffs. They have their bye week in week 11. So, you know, I mean, it's for all the marbles for them. You know, obviously you don't know what's going to happen this Friday. We're going to go scout them, but I think they're a better team than Waco. I think they'll handle Waco pretty. You know, I think they'll handle them, but you know, it'll be for all the marbles for them. And then we still got 2 left. We got 2 tough teams to play before we start our playoff stuff and. We just need to play well. I want to see us get better. I want to see us, you know, execute. I want to see us go on the road and not have some of the, not succumb to some of the distractions that we've had trouble with. You know what I mean? Which is starting fast and staying strong.
Okay. Well, hey, y'all heard it there. This will be for the whole shebang. I mean, this is what you want. Be the last game of the year for College Station, and then we'll still have to play Bryan after. But I mean, this is for everything right here. So. Like I said, y'all need to be there. I mean, we need the blue out. We need that whole visitor side, just a big sea of blue over there. Yep. So, I mean, y'all need to come out and support. But after the break, I'll be talking to one of Coach Stewart's fine assistants. And Oliver Stone back here with the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show, brought to you by Wings Pizza and Things. I'm here with Coach Farrell, you know, the mastermind of the Temple Wildcats defense. And I feel like our defense was definitely evident. It was definitely a show to see. You know, on Friday with the 38-14 win. Congrats on the win, Coach.
Thank you.
And I mean, how was that Saturday for y'all? You know, watching film.
It was good. It was good to get a win, and a win that didn't come down to the very end. You know, it seems like that's been the case a lot of times. But good to have a Saturday and go into the bye week with some momentum.
Definitely, that's what I was talking about with Coach Stewart. You know, I feel like, you know, especially with kind of, you know, a rivalry game with y'all in Waco, and just to see how strong the offense came out, and also, you know, the defense was flying around, you know. And then one thing with Waco, I know they love to run the ball. And, I mean, yeah, their running back, he still had, you know, all right game for the most part. But the thing of it is, when you see a running back that runs for about 155, normally you're thinking, oh, they probably put up a lot of touchdowns. And you go look at the score, you're like, oh. And then, you know, a lot of that came, you know, a little later in the game, too. So, I mean, I feel like the most part, you know, y'all came out strong. I mean, they came out. I mean, defense came out, gave up. They had some 3-and-outs, and I feel like through and through. I mean, you guys were just moving around. I feel like, you know, that pursuit. You know, everywhere you go, you're just seeing blue helmets, just whoop 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 everywhere. And I feel as if, you know, going into a bye week, especially with what I was saying with Coach Stewart this next week's basically, you know, for the whole shebang with district. You know, winner takes all pretty much.
Right.
So I feel like, you know, it's kind of good to see things starting to kind of, all cylinders kind of moving now. Like you're saying, obviously, with this bye week gives you some time for some of your key players to come back. I know, I think President will be off his concussion protocol. Is it today or is it tomorrow?
That's up. I kind of stay. I'm on a need-to-know basis. I get an email that tells me what's going on. Other than that, you know, especially injury type stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, definitely, it's good to see our defense playing like that without, you know, one of your leaders out there. So
right. We had some guys step up and fill some holes last week. We were able to eliminate the cheap score, which was why we were able to be effective. There were some nuts and bolts things with fundamentals that we have to fix. Otherwise, we would have been even more dominant. But you know, the tackling stuff we gotta continue to work on that. That's been a frustrating deal. Normally that's something that we pride ourselves in, and that's where yards after contact is where they were able to get some of that yardage that that, you know, you can never have enough. That just frustrates us a little bit. But to eliminate the big score and the cheap score, the big hitter was why we were able to be successful.
Definitely so. And I know another thing, you know, Coach Stewart says, you know, with a bye week, obviously, you know, you can kind of go back to some of these days where you can just kind of do some fundamentals, you know, do your tackling circuits. And
that's the focus, is just, you know, making sure we're hitting things from different angles. You can never work you got a limited amount of time. Bye week gives you some time to, okay, let's go back to square one, clean the things up that are good and a little bit rusty, try to sharpen things.
Yeah, and I feel like as a player, sometimes, you know, you hate those things, but at the end of the day, you know, those things are going to be key. Because, I mean, you can't get into get into the playoffs when obviously, you know, there's going to be even better competition going down. And, you know, those key tackles, those tackles you miss are going to end up could be the difference between a potential win and a loss. So,
Right. That's, I mean, as a player, fundamentals, those are your weapons. That's how you make plays. It's our job to get you in a spot to make a play. And then when you get there, you've got to be equipped with the fundamentals to make the play. I mean, get off a block, make a tackle, make plays on balls in the air. Those are your weapons as a player, and it's a good week to sharpen them up. You don't want those things to rust out.
You know, definitely so. And those things are really key because, you know, you have some guys that try to make that big hit, but, you know, they don't wrap up or something. And, you know, somebody ends up just absorbing it or something. So, you know, I feel like this will be one of those weeks to really get all that polished up, and especially, you know, this week coming with College Station, obviously, you know, it's really a blessing to kind of have this bye week now.
Yes.
You know, to really just get that extra week of preparation.
Right.
You know, to be prepared because, I mean, like I said, we're both undefeated in district, and like we said, that'll be for the whole shebang. So I feel like as a player, you definitely have to be excited. I mean, these are the kind of games you want to be in on the field on Friday night with the lights on. I mean, this is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this is the Texas high school football. I feel like at its finest, those kind of situations right there. Like,
yep. These kids have worked hard, and they've earned the right to play in big games, and certainly going to be a big game coming up. And excited about it. But like you said, bye week we're focusing on us and trying to polish things up, and then College Station will roll along here soon, and we'll see what they have to offer.
Yeah, and like I said, I feel like, you know, the community's definitely excited, and I feel as if I know this will be nothing better for your schedule just to kind of have that big quality, you know, road win. Because I feel as if, you know, with Rudder, I mean, yeah, that second half we came out and got it done, and then I feel as if with University, you know, we were better. We dominated them throughout. So to really go on the road against like a really quality opponent and get a win, you know, kind of be a big statement, you know. Especially with playoff time, I mean, coming right around the corner. I feel like this season has just been a snap.
Fast.
It really is. Like we're almost in November.
Right.
And I mean, this is really where, and then, like I said, to even be in a situation where you can still sit here and say you're still playing football, you know. A lot of teams in a couple weeks here will be getting ready to, you know, hang up the pads and, you know, going on to another sport. So I feel like with, you know, Temple Wildcat football, that's definitely always, you know, something. I feel like you always kind of have a bullseye on your back to a point. You know, people see Temple, okay, you know, especially State, had 2 out of the last 3 years, you know. But like any game you come, people are going to give you all your best shots. So obviously, like I said, with having this bye week, once again, it's a blessing to kind of get to sit back, you know, hey, kind of focus up on the little things, because, I mean, those things matter. You know, we can scheme and do all of this, but at the end of the day, I mean, when it comes down to making your tackles and, you know, whatnot, I mean, that's where it all counts.
Right, exactly.
So, like I said, community, we need y'all to be out this game at College Station. It will be next Friday, kickoff at 7:30 p.m. We know we travel well. So, I mean, I feel like some of the road games, you know, I've been broadcasting. I've seen some blue over there, but not too much. So, I mean, I feel like this is a game where we need your support because, I mean, this is a big one. This is the kind of game you want to be at. You know, all the mamas, you want to be in the crowd screaming for your babies for this one. This is what you want to be at. So, like I said, next Friday, 7:30 p.m., College Station. But if you want to get you a Temple Wildcat blue out shirt, come blue out that stadium in College Station. Come to Wings Pizza and Things for the Wildcat lunch, 12 p.m. to 1. Even though they have a bye week, we'll still be doing it this week and also next week. And then if you can't make the trip to College Station, you can tune into the KRock 1017 broadcast with the pregame show that will begin at 7 o'clock p.m. and kickoff will begin at 7:30 p.m. Until next week, this is the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show.